today we are going to learn about Ruby Bridges, and we want to give a big thank you to Victorino, who's in 2nd grade, for suggesting this video. Great suggestion, because Ruby Bridges, she's just awesome, and you're about to find out why. Well, who is Ruby Bridges? Well, Ruby Bridges was a brave child who inspired millions. She's an activist and a speaker, and she's still carrying on the legacy that she started as a young child. In this video, we're going to share her story, and it starts right here. Ruby Bridges was born in 1954 in Tylertown, Mississippi, and when she was 4 years old, her family moved to New Orleans. Back then, in the southern United States, things were segregated. The word segregated means separated by race. It was terrible. People were treated differently just because of the color of their skin. They had to go to different schools, different restaurants, even use different water fountains. Segregation was unfair and unjust. It treated people differently just because of the color of their skin. Thankfully, in 1954, the Supreme Court ruled that schools should not be segregated. This was huge. The highest court in the United States was finally ruling that schools should not be segregated. In their ruling, they made it clear everyone deserves a good education. We should not treat people differently. We should let everyone have a chance to learn and to get access to the best education they can. We don't want things to be unfair. Even though they made this decision in 1954, the same year that Ruby Bridges was born, it took 6 years for the states to actually follow the Supreme Court ruling. That means for her kindergarten year, Ruby wasn't allowed to go to the school closest to her, which was so unfair. She had to go far away to another school just because things were segregated. She was an amazing student and passed a test that allowed her to be a part of the change. So on November 14th, 1960, Ruby Bridges became the first African American child to integrate a Southern elementary school. U.S. Marshals had to help her to make sure that she was safe when she went to school. It wasn't easy. People yelled at her and threw things at her, but she was brave. In fact, the U.S. Marshals were so amazed that this little girl could be so brave and so strong. At her new school, her teacher was Barbara Henry. You could see her right here. Ruby was the only person in her class, so Barbara Henry was able to teach her one-on-one. They met again years later. Barbara Henry was so proud of the woman Ruby has become. It's awesome. Ruby still speaks for school justice today, and she started the Ruby Bridges Foundation and has given so much and has spoken to so many groups about this important subject of school justice, which is still an important issue today. Ruby Bridges, a brave child who inspired millions, an activist, a speaker who has never given up on what she believes in. She was an inspiration to so many people when they saw this little girl who is so brave and so courageous, and Ruby is still fighting for what's right today. Thanks so much for watching this video on Ruby Bridges, an incredible inspiration to so many people, and she's still inspiring people today. We appreciate you watching, and we hope to see you next time.